very much. Wow, this is a fantastic crowd, way over there on the lawn as well. It's great to be back at Blossom, and this is a beautiful place. This golden sunshine on this lush verdant forest. Perfect place to listen and enjoy the galactic sounds produced by the Cleveland Orchestra under the baton of Maestro Jack Everly. When I hear this song, my spirit soars to the future. However, my memories go back to the past. It was almost 50 years ago that I was cast by Gene Roddenberry, the creative producer of Star Trek, in this wonderful role that has really launched my career. Gene Roddenberry was an extraordinary, unique producer. He felt that television wasn't really being used fully, and yet to address substance was very difficult with the network people. So what he decided to do was to use sci-fi as a metaphor for current events. And the most important metaphor of Star Trek was this vast Starship Enterprise, with thousands of crack professionals working on it. That was a metaphor for Starship Earth, with its rich diversity. People from different cultures, different races, different languages, different experiences, all coming together and working in concert as a team. This was what made the Starship Enterprise the powerful and engaging ship that it was. And you saw that diversity in the makeup of the crew. First of all, there's the captain. The captain represented North America, and he was played by a Canadian. From Montreal, Canada, Bill Shatner. You saw also an African woman as the chief communications officer, and she was played by an African American from a small town in Illinois called Robbins, the beautiful Nichelle Nichols. But you also heard that diversity in the various accents that you heard on the show. Europe was represented by the Scottish engineer, Montgomery Scott, and he was played by another Canadian, James Doohan from Vancouver, British Columbia. He spoke with a heavy Scottish brogue, but he wasn't even a Scotsman. He was an Irishman. But Jimmy was a nice guy, and I got to know him well. He became my best drinking buddy. And I noticed that he drank enough of the libation of Scotland to qualify playing a Scotsman. And then you also heard a Russian accent. Now, mind you, this was back in the 60s, when the coldest of Cold War was reaching its freezing point. Two great powers, the Soviet Union and the United States, mutually threatening each other with mutual annihilation. And at a time like that, we had a trusted member of the team, our navigator, who was a proud Russian, suggesting that even that can be overcome in the future. And to really underscore diversity, we had a first officer who was half human and half alien from the planet Vulcan. He wasn't biracial, he was bi-species. And he combined the best of the two species, the powerful logic, the rationality of Vulcans, and the great strength of Vulcans, as well as his human sensibilities that tried to creep out. And that was played by a very, very rational guy from Boston, Leonard Nimoy. And there was the character that I was cast as, an Asian character. He was supposed to represent all of the vastness of Asia, played by me, from Los Angeles, California. But Gene Roddenberry had a challenge with this Asian character. He couldn't find an appropriate name because all Asian surnames are nationally specific. Tanaka is Japanese, Wong is Chinese, Kim is Korean. And 20th century Asia was turbulent with warfare, colonization, rebellions. And he didn't want to suggest that, nor suggest taking sides. He wanted to find a name that suggested all of Asia, Pan-Asia. And so he pinned up a map of Asia on his office wall. And he was staring at it, trying to get inspiration. And as his eyes poured over that map, his eyes stopped on a sea just off the coast of the Philippines. It was called the Sulu Sea. And he thought, the waters of a sea touch all shores. And that's how my character came to be called Sulu. People think it's an African name. Not true. Study the map. You'll see the Sulu Sea. And so you have that infinite diversity in infinite combinations. We were all crack professionals. But some crew members brought special talents of their own beside their professionalism. And there is one young lieutenant on board the Enterprise who has a glorious singing voice. And since this is a musical concert on the lawns of Blossom, I thought we might have her beam down from the Enterprise and share her gift with us. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome, beaming down straight from the Starship Enterprise, Lieutenant Kristen Plumley. Good afternoon, Lieutenant.
Good afternoon, sir. It's always such a pleasure to see you. And it is always such a treat to come back to Earth to sing. I have an entourage with me tonight.
You have?
Family and friends, yes, who beamed down from the ship with me. And I would like to say a special hello to my 8.5-year-old twins, Annie and Henry. Hello. I hope you're being good for Daddy, because if not, no more warp speed joy rides for you. So, sir, with your permission, I would like to dedicate this next song to them.
All right. Maestro. Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise, its continuing mission to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no one has gone before.
lovely, George Takei.